So Donald Trump is plotting revenge in his speech at CPAC later today, or at least that's the worry from some top Republican officials behind the scenes. They're already talking about how Donald Trump making this speech about revenge against McConnell, McCarthy, as we talked about yesterday, Liz Cheney, and all the senators and the Congress people that voted for impeachment, that's going to distract from 2022 and from 2024, and actually putting forward some sort of positive vision for Republicanism and for conservatism that can contrast with the Democrats. There's reporting here I have up on the screen that Trump has already put more effort into starting his 2022 revenge primary challenges against some of the impeachment voters over actually putting forward some policy. And then I want to read you a statement here from Kellyanne Conway, who basically says generating Republican majorities in the House and Senate is a much better look and feel for a former president than revenge and retribution, says Kellyanne Conway, Trump's former campaign manager and senior White House advisor, who has remained in touch with him. President Trump knows that his impact can be broader and deeper than a myopic focus on the handful of members who voted to impeach him. But he doesn't know better, Kelly. That's not Kellyanne speaking the truth. That's her begging to Trump in the media, being like, please, sir, please don't make this all about your petty grievances. Please don't make this about a Festivus airing of the grievances from the previous election, from January 6th, from impeachment, from all these sorts of things, and focus on the future. But he's not going to do that. He might give a bit of a mixture, but there's no way he ignores revenge. That's not who Trump is. Like, I've noted this since the election was lost, that the Republicans made their bed with Trump, that they knew who he was. They knew who he was all the way back in 2015, 2016, but they made their bed because they wanted their judges and they wanted their tax cuts. That's like they got those things largely, but the cost was their soul and the fact that they now had a leader that put himself above the party more than even other presidential people from the past. A lot of them are selfish, of course, but Trump takes it to a whole nother level, right? Like, so, after November, when the election happened, a reasonable president that lost that election would have acknowledged it, would have worked hard to win those 2 Georgia Senate seats, and, Donald Trump likely would have had a chance in 2024. The next few years are going to be tough to govern for Joe Biden, given all the crises. The Republicans don't lose the Senate, I feel, if Donald Trump doesn't act like an utter and total whiny loser baby maniac. But because of all of that, they've lost the presidency, they've lost the Senate, they didn't get back the House, and the Democrats, at least by razor-thin margins, control all 3 branches for at least the next 2 years. And there's a chance that Donald Trump going scorched earth on the Republican Party could delay their comeback. Usually in 2022 in the midterms, the losing party from the previous election makes some gains. We saw that. 2016, big wins for Republicans. Huge comeback for the Democrats, especially in the House in the midterms. And so there's no reason to believe that if Trump was a normal president, it wouldn't be the same. But he isn't a normal president. And so you have Republicans literally begging him, saying, sir, please don't act like a maniac on this stage. But I don't think Trump can help himself. And this raises a bigger issue, though. It raises a bigger issue, which is that a lot of these people are saying, look, sir, this isn't about your revenge. This is about a positive vision of conservatism. But the problem with that is that there is no such thing. There's no such thing as a positive vision for conservatism, at least in the current iteration of the Republican Party. There isn't. Their entire conference is about, 1, worshiping the golden idol of Donald Trump, literally and figuratively, and 2, just being in opposition to the Democrats. Whether it's the Democrats as they actually exist or the Democrats as they are perceived, which is to be, far left socialists, which is in no way accurate, given, that Joe Biden is president of all people. So this whole convention is about, no, we're not Democrats. We're not cancel culture. We're not Green New Deal. We're not AOC or Bernie Sanders or Nancy Pelosi. And very little about what they actually are. Because 1, the Republicans don't really know what they are outside of a revulsion to liberals and progressives and LGBTQ people and minorities, but to the extent that they do know what they are, they know the people don't want it. They know the people don't want what they're selling, that the Republicans haven't won a presidential election by popular vote since, 2004, and before that, 1988, that they haven't won more votes in a congressional election since like 1996. It's utterly insane. And so while I think that, it's reasonable to be worried about Donald Trump mucking it up for them, there are structural issues to the Republican Party that made Trump possible and that continue to make it his party. So while they're going to blame Donald Trump if they fail in 2022 and 2024, the Republican Party beyond Trump, before Trump, after Trump is rotten to the bone.